Dan, Matthew, Will, and Mike. And today our group will present your findings from the client report. This presentation includes a statement of objectives, research methods, and findings from competitors' websites, features, and recommendations.
Okay, so when we set our objectives by you initially, these are what you handed us, and after a bit of, we were quite unsure what you actually wanted from us, so once we met with you that first time, you gave us a lot of insight into what you actually wanted, so we narrowed the objectives down to these three things: the competitors, the features, and website design. So the competitors, what your competitors would be in the market, and the features of their software, so what they offered against one another, and also the website design, so how well the website came across to potential clients and how inviting it was to them.
The research methods that we undertook were primarily secondary research. Primary research that we undertook, we emailed the software houses and tried to contact them via the phone, in the way that we discussed with you in the meeting. The secondary research we undertook, we looked on their website, we took virtual tours of their software packages where we could, and we also looked in the industry magazines and government websites and statistic websites such as Mintel. We encountered several problems in the research, mainly with the primary research, with companies not contacting us back or replying to our emails. I think we got only one or two emails back. People weren't really confident in talking about their software on the phone. They didn't really want to talk to us about it. It could be because of the time of year, and the end of tax year, or they could have just been having a bad day.
What approach do you take when you start when you run people up?
I was going to talk a little bit more about this before, but we did go for the approach of being students, and which we thought then people may be cooperative, but particularly with the larger organisations, they weren't really interested in talking to students, and it probably would have been unethical to pretend that we were sort of interested in the software. So I think we went about it the right way, but the wrong way to get the best results maybe, which is
I actually had someone pretty much put the phone down on me when I spoke to them, saying that I was a student, and they said, "Oh, bear with me 2 moments," went away, just didn't come back.
We wanted to be really careful when we were phoning people, obviously because we didn't want to sort of damage any relationships or anything like that.
I will now talk about the main competitors in the debt collection market. This is Win Collect. It's a web application. They allow clients to search for also their data accounts. It's also possible to enter direct payments on accounts from reports and also view the client's dashboards. Eclipse, also known as the Proclaim Case Management, they cater for businesses ranging from small solicitors to large companies such as the Cooperative Legal. The long-term debt recovery software, they allow the rapid customization of screens and also debt recovery procedures. The system contains a comprehensive library of interest calculation methods, codes, and precedents. Experian, the only UK company to ever win the Business Award of the Year for 2 years, 2003 and 2005. The aim is to deliver real value to customers and solve their business challenges by combining wealth and information with assets and expertise. The Creditor company develops and supplies high-quality cash collection software. It's proven to put the user in tight control of their debtors' assets, which improves their customer service and also reduces overall costs. Latitude Software, it's an interactive intelligence group company. They support first-party creditors, collection agencies, and it also advises on solutions designed to manage all aspects of the debt collection and recovery process. Capture is a business which helps people find and compare software for their businesses, small or large, for profit or non-profit. They're also effective in helping software companies when it comes to meeting their main objectives. The Silver Debt Collection software provides a comprehensive software application for chasing large and collecting large volumes of outstanding debts. It provides powerful facilities for directing and managing call centers for debt collectors. AdTech software provides an expertise website with different projects and services that's useful for debt collection agents. TDX, the UK's leading independent debt liquidation experts, that maximise the value of their unpaid debts by tackling 3 key debt challenges: optimisation of debt, settlement of debt, and also managing insolvency. Actus agent collection software, they manage millions of individual accounts and also provides expertise in software solutions related to the billing and collection cycles for commercial and consumer accounts within multi-transactional environments alongside debt collection tool for delinquent customer accounts.
We thought it was important when doing the research into the companies to have a look at their websites, assuming that you make you integrate Trace Hunter with debt collection software. We thought it was important to have a look at how they market their debt collection software. We found that WinCollect had the best website which explained what its debt collection software did. It was the most visually striking, and the best feature about the website was you could take a virtual tour of their software package, which was in the form of a slideshow, where you could just look through every little feature that the WinCollect software had.
Obviously, an important part of our research was to find out the features of all these websites and companies. So we made a initial list of every feature of each website, and then we picked out the ones that came up on more than one occasion. So it became the most prominent features, and we're now going to explain a few of the features that we found.
So flexible queuing systems make it easier to manage clients. It's also you're able to order workflows, which will probably make your job easier as well as your clients.
But by flexible queuing, what I understand the term flexible queuing, but what do you mean by flex? So you can queue things at different times, different stages, or to have...
Yes, it can be integrated into calendars and diaries and things like that. So yes, in answer to that question, you can also, if you're doing email or telephone hits, you can queue them so they don't all go at the same time unless you say on different days or things like that. And also for literally queuing clients or potential clients for cold calling, you can queue. So it actually had quite a number of different ones, but I think in terms of features of software, it's, as you said, being able to queue multiple functions to happen at a certain time or at the same time.
You can prioritise your most important clients.
This also links into a calendar, automatic time recording, and the diary. So a calendar can be interactive and dynamic. It's an essential part of debt collection plans and schemes that you can offer people. Also, with the queuing systems and the like, you can create databases and have pop-ups for yourself for reminders, and also automated letters and things to go off to customers and things. And this links with a diary and also a contact list, which will make it easier to manage your contacts, contact the people you need to contact as well.
Okay, so obviously invoices is quite important for any organisation, and it's quite easy for them to go missing. So paper version could easily go missing. So visibility of invoices allows the organisation to not miss out on anything, theoretically. It aids the workflow and increases output within the work. So you're never gonna forget an invoice, whether you collect in or actually taking money back. So
Sorry to keep asking questions. With the visibility of invoices, do you mean the fact that you can see the balance due or
Yeah.
promises to pay?
yeah, so then you don't forget or don't miss out on any important payments. So with that coming up, you're aware. It's kind of like an automated message that comes up and says that this is due or you need to pay this or either way. So it makes it so you don't forget and miss out on anything. Consolidation of multiple accounts again makes it easier. If a client has more than one account with one person, it brings it all together and it increases the output and obviously decreases time to deal with several accounts. It makes it a lot easier. And you can work alongside one another without having to bring up a whole new window or anything, so you can work parallel with each other. And storage of order documents. So this can go from letters being sent out to anything. If it's all stored together, you're less likely to lose anything. If it's not hard copy, then you're less likely to lose it. So it's all in one place. Allows clients to go back and look at the past cases, so you don't lose any of the documents, and a backup of all the essential information.
Are you suggesting that having everything online and not having paper-based management is good, or are you still saying that the paper-based are people have everything back to on paper, or do people have everything back to on a server? Or
Recommending that you don't have it paper-based. So you get something, you either scan it in and then you know that you're never going to lose it, and it's always in that, and you assign it to the client. You have it always there, so you know whether you've sent something or whether you need to do something.
From our findings, we conclude that if multiple currencies take place on Focus Software System website, will give the opportunity to gain multinational customers. Also, the website, by accepting payments in different currencies, will benefit the customers for making their payment easier and will not consider them to exchange their currency to pound sterling. Moreover, Focus Software Systems will have the ability afterwards to control their customer more efficiently. Another important application for the website is the multiple language setting. With that service, the Focus Software System will launch its website to other countries or even offer its service to customers that hardly understand English language. Therefore, with multiple language setting, customers will have a better understanding of the term and condition of that company and will find the website easier to access.
Variable and customizable workflows. I think continuing from the flexible queuing system really, it allows you and clients to organise things, maybe multiple things to happen at the same time, and customisable software, maybe following on from the language, and it allows you, and probably more importantly your client, to have colour schemes or things that they want to look at, have important areas or areas that they use more often in where they want them on the screen, things like this.
So that suggests that clients can have their own workflows that you work to. So say they want to work debt collecting in a certain way, and so you have them tied to a client.
Yes, and then more simply than that, just how the client wants to view the information could be customized. Customizable. So you submit a form to your software, and then it comes out in multiple different ways depending on what the client wants, but that would be presumably their end. Automated letter delivery that we've touched upon with the calendars and things, but it will reduce time because standard letters can be written once and then sent as and when, maybe automatically or at the push of a button. It will keep on top of people, and coupled with Train Centre, coupled with a new system, will be a very valuable reminder system.
Colour code for importance, thought was quite important because it's scientifically proven that colours in variation give the workforce more energising effect, and if simplicity improves output, as it's said, you can see on the right hand side there's different colours do different things. So you can have your, say, your invoices colour coded and your calendar a different colour. Automated calculation of base interests. Interest rates are changing the economy, so having a system that calculates it automatically obviously saves a lot of time. Having a client payment history is obviously really important in this industry, because you can automatically get up your client, what your clients have already paid, what they need to pay. Integrated with the data storage that we talked about before, it eases workflow and increases output.
To conclude and to put our recommendations into context, our research and what we found satisfies the objectives that were set, and I think useful recommendations have been made. However, the research in isolation won't be sufficient to launch a new product. In particular, more primary research will have to be done, and I think that will involve talking to potential and existing customers of what they want. As we've touched upon, that larger organisations didn't want to respond to students, and it would have been wrong to suggest otherwise. In terms of primary research that needs to be carried out, we don't know who your clients are or who you want to market the new product to, nor we want to talk to them on your behalf. And it's also difficult to make recommendations regards actually how to build the software, because I think you know more about what to do for that.
We thought it would be beneficial maybe to make a questionnaire for your existing customers. Obviously we don't know who your existing customers are, so we couldn't do that, and we wouldn't want to wreck any relationships or anything like that. So we thought for more primary research it would be beneficial to maybe send a questionnaire via email or something.
Just a general point about research. One of the things I've learnt recently is rather than just ask someone, is Train Centre lacking? Because they're going to say, no, it's fine. What you do, you get people to say, where would you rate a product on a scale of 1 to 10? And if they say 10, you've got no problem. So if they say 8 or 9, then you know there's an issue. And that's how you get them to say things, because asking current users what's lacking from the system, they would say nothing. However, you get them to rate it first and then work out what that 1 or 2 actually means. Just know.
Oh, these aren't the questions you'd ask the customer, it's just ideas to think about.
Just want to say thanks for giving us this opportunity to work with you. Hopefully the information we've given you can help in your research into the new products.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It's proved helpful. I want to go back and see Paul and discuss it with him. Is there any chance you could send me the